share. You come to study, right? You open your book, you are reading, or you don't read at all. Of course, when you read book one day, you graduate. At the end of the day, I'm a graduate. You now want to come into the reality of the world, which is a big mistake. But if you go along while studying, you acquire some skills along with yourselves, right? These skills can actually help you when you're also trying to look for jobs. In fact, some of your skills can be converted to jobs. You can actually become an employer. You can employ people. So I will also advise that while you are studying, look for anything that is called skill. You don't know where it will pay you. You don't even know where the skills will be needed. I, as your former, let me say, as a Nigerian, the former Anssir, right? Okay. I came as you came. When they give award for scholarship students like the PhD who are not like the baccalaureate and the masters, that you do not do, you must carry a certificate. I mean, PhD program, some people can take 10 years to finish, 5 years, 4 years, and the rest. So imagine that we came from a society where if you don't carry your paper, it goes to show up now. You understand it? You cannot, there is nothing you can talk about it. During my set, they sent 7 PhD students, whereby it is something student or so, right? 7 were PhD students. But each one and each of us will finish our program at different time. Some of us are still battling to defend now because where we are defending is not like the Western style of PhD that you gather 1 or 2 persons and defend. If the defense counsel is not in your school, you go to another place to look for it. So what am I actually saying? You will be struggling. Your scholarship officially finished. You must carry the PhD paper. Who gives you money? How do you survive? No one sends you anything. So you now rely on the skills you have. What did I do? Right from the time I was struggling, I was just there, I was supposed to learn some skills. It really helped me. What are some of those skills? I know that these things will be necessary. I was telling these things to some of my guys. They thought I was a prophet because that is what they said before. I teach. I started to teach. Teaching was one of the things I liked. So the teaching led me to teaching like physics, chemistry, maths, English, like 4 different subjects like that. I'm preparing these our Russian students that are graduating to sit for their state exams, right? They call it OGE and YEGE like that, just like our own JAM, right? So those are the things that I've been doing. In some cities, 1 hour gives you 1,000 ruble, 1.5. You understand? So imagine you have like your students and you can teach like in a week you can teach like 10 students. It's an additional money to you, right? And you can survive without our allowing, assuming they are not paid. Okay, even if they are paid, that allowing can even be your safe account. When you graduate, you can actually go home, establish yourself, you can buy a car, you can build a house, you can do anything with the money, isn't it? Here you can decide to even continue with another program, or you can travel to another country. You can source for another scholarship. Most of our Anssir who are graduates are in some other countries, and that's how we've been surviving. So we come to share how we've been surviving, sharing our skills and ideas with you, so that even if you have been here or you are new, you can think about it because surviving strategy, right? So that these things can actually help you. You are building yourself, sharing your knowledge. You can even call your fellow student, and if he doesn't understand, you try to explaining these things to the person in English and everything like that, or even in the Russian language. And it will actually help you. So do not stay without learning 1 or 2 skills. Another skill I learned is that there is something they call McKinney or something. You know, this Indian something they used to draw on their hand, right? I understand that during the summer, right, that this is Krasnodar. All the Russian guys come here to rest, right? Like the Black Sea Resort, actually in this is our site. So they love some of these things. So what do we do? Me, I learned these things. And I actually bought some of the material and we started doing it and I perfected it. So imagine that during the summer, within the space of 3 months, I have somewhere to go. Within the space of 3 months, I will draw one. If I draw you one like this, some 500 rubles, 1,000 or 1,500 rubles. Do you understand what I'm saying? For one person. Then we give some more money to the place we rent. So within the space of that 3 months, you can work actually like 300,000 rubles put in your pocket. No, I'm just telling you survival skills, sharing experience with you. If you go there by yourself, you will see those people are playing, but people are working. So these things also contribute to the ways people like us have been surviving, which you too should also do. There are a lot of skills. The world is so big for everyone to see. There are a lot of skills you can learn. My brothers and sisters, please do not sit back and be reading books. After reading books, you will be hungry. Do you understand? I'm telling you, see, the energy it takes to read is bigger than the energy it takes to cut grasses. If you give me the of this wall to cut grass, right, in 1 hour, and you give another person a book to read in 1 hour, the energy the person that is reading book will consume is more than the energy that will take me to clear the whole of this hall within the same space of 1 hour. You understand? So find additional thing you can do. No, it's not. You are not laughing. I'm telling you. I say from experience. I'm sharing experience with you. So find additional thing you can do as keys. One of the worst things that happen to us as a nation is that they don't tell some of these things at home. We only see them when we come here, when we come to this place, learning from other persons. When I was in my NYSC, imagine a full-fledged graduate in Nigeria. Imagine a full-fledged graduate, as Nigerians as we are, both home and abroad. Okay? When you come for an orientation camp, they tell you there is no white-collar jobs. Go and learn how to do tailoring. Imagine investing your 4 years and learn tailor. You would have been a very big designer. You understand it? And they are not telling you that they were not telling you there is no white-collar jobs. Learn how to do soap making, and they will tell you that you can actually use the soap making to do what? To survive. Graduate. But these are some of the entrepreneurial skills that could have actually been taught while as part of educational system, right? In the school system there. So that as you are moving, you can actually do these things and grow. There are cases that if you do well with your skills, some persons can first of all suspend their school, or if they can manage with it and build a little startup. You try this one is not working. You try to give up. You want to give up. But you will not even understand that in the process of giving up, that is exactly the time these things will have started to manifest. So you have to work, persevere, you have to be consistent, you have to trust yourself, you have to believe in what you do. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, there should be only one reason why you should keep, because success is not a straightforward road. There are so many things that you cannot just move freely on the road to success. You understand it? So we need to have that confidence in ourselves and persevere and continue what? To move on. So, like I said, can I continue? Like I said, I do not come here to give speech. I do not come here to preach. I come here because if I see you on the road, you say, brother, I'm hungry. I cannot give you food. This one will see me, brother, I'm hungry. I cannot. I can only what? Show you how to do the little thing I'm doing. You understand it? So that if you will not do exactly what I'm doing, you can develop your own and also go along the path of that. So, like as I was saying, if you don't believe in yourself, you cannot what? Succeed. This one will do something, it didn't work out. You will say, I wanted to do that thing, but it didn't work out for that person. Why should I do it? But the important thing is what? Before you say that to yourself, try it first. If it doesn't work, change your approach. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to change your approach. You change, it didn't work. You change, there is something that's not working. Until you will get it. When you get it, it becomes your own little power. someone said, or it's a normal famous expression, they say, necessity is the mother of invention. Imagine a whole country as we are as a nation, right? We are not producing anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? We practically have all the resources, majority of the resources we have in Africa, we cannot find it in any other continent. But why is Africa so poor? It's because we cannot give solution to our problem. The best thing you do is to give solution to what the problem or challenge is facing. Yes. So, like I say, I will be very brief. I'm almost finishing. So, like I was saying now, imagine a Russian person here was telling me about Nigerian, and they actually said that the problem why Africa is the way it is what is because of what Nigeria. I say, why is Nigeria a problem of Africa? Why will he say just things? He mentioned all the indexes, economic indexes that Nigeria have, from human resources to brain to so many things, right? That the day Nigeria stand on its leg is the day Africa what? That what happens is that they do not allow you to do what you want to do. They say, see, don't worry, we give to you. Just don't relax. So you remain a beggar. Anytime you want to do the elections, they try to choose who to what? Rule for you. At the end of the day, that person will be answering to them, and we remain beggar. See, today we are borrowing money, we don't produce anything. Meanwhile, we have everything that we can use to do something. It is when I come to do this research that I actually opens. We have so many things we got. Let me give an example. There was a girl from Senegal. This girl was in France, to be specific. Was in France as a student like you. It was opportunity during her hustling. She worked in a small food chain supermarket, and also the company produced baby food. The girl saw a lot of things, and I actually opened. When the girl finished, the girl went home and started using all those products from our tropical fruit to a banana, different fruit that we have, to be manufacturing baby foods. And today, the baby foods are not too costly, they are healthier, they are good, and the girl ended up employing her, trying to tell you specific things. Then another thing we should also try to do is, we should not allow the fact that we are of different religion or different ethnic groups at home, right, to affect us to come together. Do we see how we are together here? We are not saying this one is from this part, this one is from this part. That has been the instrument of our enemies. You know, when they want to divide us, when they want to make this one is not from our ethnic group. Me, I'm not from any ethnic group. I'm a Nigerian. So see yourself as a Nigerian. You understand it? Even if they give you another country today, they stay differently. The same people will still go there and practice the same thing. Do not allow the issue of ethnicity or religion to divide you. You understand what I'm saying? When the politicians want to share our money, they are the same people, right? They don't preach that to themselves. When they want to divide us, they preach to us, right? Do you know the issue of Anssir's protest? That should taught us a lot of witnessing. The unity we have, okay, can actually contribute to the process of our nation building. So there are a lot of things to talk about, but I want to stop here, okay? I don't have a specific time to talk about anything, but the little experience at least I've shared, I think it is a way lot that we go in the process of helping you to share your problems. Don't keep quiet though. If you have any issue, talk to your fellow person. You are not saying you should talk to everyone. You should have someone you talk to. Don't keep quiet. If you have problem in school, before it becomes a problem, speak. Do you understand? If you are sick, do not keep quiet. There was a time we lost a student in Tula, a medical student then from Bayelsa State. The girl was okay, they did everything. The next morning, the girl was like that, just gone. Today, I don't know what happened. No one knew what happened. Do not keep quiet. We are one. Do you understand? Even if English is our national language, we are Nigerians. Do you see the joy it is when we just come together like this, see, naturally, if I see any black person on the street, I always greet, either you are Nigerian or not. So, as we are Nigerians, always come together. Do not allow any racial or religious or anything to separate you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Confide in each other. Learn to trust each other. Learn to come together. This country, they have tried by giving us free scholarship. Which country in the world they give this kind of scholarship? Naturally, we go to another country, right? Is the money that a foreign student pays is twice or three times. Three times on indigenous student. So please, let's stay safe while we continue to think about the little point I've said. Like I said, the actual experience. There are things we can talk. I can leave my number or contact with my fellow Nigerian. The city you are, always try to reach out to anyone you think should vision or you think you need advice or something. Do not stay. Do you understand? You see our leaders that are ruling today, they go retire. So when they leave these things in our hands, we need to pilot and do the way we want it to be. So thank you for your attention. I beg to stop here for now.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. Kluivert. I'm sure we all learned a lot from the talk. So, the next activity, I'll call on Mr. Omar. Please clap for him as he comes to the stage.
Good night. I'm sure you guys have seen me already too many times, but tonight we're having something like, I would say, an open discussion, okay? So, we have an open discussion, or more like a public debate. Nigeria was divided for it to work again. Please, do we have one house? Do we have one house, please? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys pay attention to what I'm saying, please? So please, it's more like an open debate. I'm hearing murmuring somewhere, please now. Like, focus on me. So guys, it's very easy. We all know that we have our personal, perceptions of what Nigeria should be and how Nigeria should move forward. So I'm going to start with the easiest questions. I would like the whole house to answer the questions for me. So, Nigeria was coined by someone. Who is the person? Huh? I can't hear everybody. Who is the person? Alpha, answer me now. Who coined the name Nigeria? What year? Okay, fine. Nigeria was amalgamated in what year? 1914. Okay, very good. So, from what did she pick the name Nigeria? Nigeria. Very good. So, the topic is Nigeria must divide for it to work again. Now, I'll give you my own perception, and I will need you guys to give me your own thoughts, or to share your thoughts on it, okay? So, we're ready. Let's go. For me, I believe Nigeria should not divide for it to work again. Just like what Mr. Kluivert said about working hand in hand together, because we have lots of differences, but in the same vein, we have lots of similarities. Now, Nigeria is divided into north, east, south, and west. But geopolitically, we have 6 zones, but we'll leave that one aside. Now, majorly, we have the north and the south. The north sometimes feel that, some fanatics feel that the north can survive without the south, and the south feel that the south can survive without the north. But I'll give you some instances where I feel we need to work together. I'll start from agriculture. There are some certain plants or some certain food that we eat that, let's be very honest, forget that agriculture has gone forward. Nigeria, the southern people need some food that the northern people can provide, and the northern people. Okay, Madam Vivi, hey, very good. So what do you have to say about it? Please give her a second mic. Give her a second mic, please. It's an open discussion. You can argue with me. You know, I'll be dropping my points, you'll be arguing with me. You understand?
We get from other neighboring countries.
You say what?
We get from other neighboring countries. It's not just in Nigeria that they produce such produce.
Okay, can you give an example?
For the case of pepper, I
Okay.
think more and tomatoes, they mostly come from the north to the south, but the south can also start producing it.
So you're saying that basically...
South to produce it. So, for the case of agriculture, I don't think we are both dependent on each other.
Alright, very good. So I said forget the advancements in agriculture. The south needs the north, right? And you said the south can survive on their own without the north. Who has another point against you?
Sorry, I think someone comes into out.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, there's something you're going to being divided doesn't mean you can't be neighbors. You can be good neighbors, friendly neighbors, and I'm saying it's better that way because see, when you are neighbors, you tend to have diplomatic relations with your neighbors. But when you are forced to stay together, it brings different problems. Do you understand?
And I'll give you an instance.
An instance is this, I'll tell you this. Nigeria didn't start as a country. Nigeria started as a company.
Okay.
It started as a company called the United African Company. Then
It's
it
well
went
known.
to the Royal Niger Company.
Niger Company, that's well known.
Royal Niger Company. Now, all of us have heard of the story of Daniel Fokoku.
Yeah.
Now, what happened with Royal Niger Company? The Royal Niger Company was because there was a man called George Golding. This man, around the time that slave trade was abolished in 1807, this man decided, like, noticed that the palm oil business was flowing around the river area. You understand? This is what it was booming. You understand? Because
Of course.
Hello. Yeah. Now, this palm oil business booming around that time. Of course, these people, don't forget it's a company. These people decided that they tried to find a way to talk with the chiefs, and they made them sign contracts in English that made them. Okay, let me jump. Let me just jump. The whole thing is this. The way Nigeria started was you can't build something on the bad foundation and expect it to stand.
Okay, fine. You said the massive issue, right? I'll give you an instance of a country that divided and they are still having issues today. North and South Korea. Very good. They were once Korea, but now they are North and South Korea. I'm not saying that Nigeria, Northern and Southern Nigeria cannot coexist, but we have lots of differences that we have chosen to overlook. Now, I'll give you an instance. Majorly, religion. I'll start from there. Basically, the Southerners, I would say about 70% are Christians. You understand? But in the North, the majority are what? Muslims. And Christianity, and if we enter religion, now religion is a different aspect on its own. Religion comes to the fact that, okay, I believe in God, he believes in Allah. Now, I believe that I can do this, he believes that this is wrong. I believe that if he doesn't accept Jesus as personal Lord and Savior, he's going to hell. He believes that if I don't accept Allah, I'm going to hell. Do you understand? So basically, my point is, in terms of if you're saying we can coexist as diplomatic neighbors, it is near improbable because you don't know. I can stand up today and say, I don't want to do business with you again. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because I have what you need and you may not have what I need. So for me, I can counter that part about us being diplomatic neighbors. I do not think it is probable. Who else has a point to pass? Very good. Mr. Cliver has a point to pass. See, I would really like for us to actively participate in this. See, it's an open discussion, so there's no winner, there's no loser. We're just passing our points so we can come to a general conclusion. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think the topic is not necessarily about argument. Who's a winner or who's a loser? It's actually throwing light on why and on what we need to do as a nation. Separating is never a problem at all. Being together is not also a problem at all. You understand? Of course. You have your brothers and sisters. Yes. Let's say, for instance, Nigeria is a family. In a family, you have a mother and a father, and all the children, right? The children are also different characters, different beliefs. In fact, different ways of doing things. But one mother and one father. The problem we have is trust. You and me like this. I don't trust you, and you don't trust me. If I employ you today in my company, in fact, let me just go to the man. I watched a video. This a pastor in Ghana was speaking. He was telling a rich man in Ghana, why is it that you don't fight Ghanaians, you are taking Indians? The man went on and said that each and every Africans, including Nigerians, when you take them to war, be you are North, you are South, you any, I don't know anything you want to classify yourself. You want to see every day. You are an account, you want to see certain amount of money. Let us this, and at the end of the day, what happens? So we don't have trust. Even if you say, religions, yes, we talk about religion.
It's a clean slate, of course, man. And you have emotions as a human. But then your parents teach you to do good. They teach you treat your elders. They teach you table manners. They teach you etiquette. But you can see someone doing something good and you can get jealous. Did they teach you to be jealous? No. So it's your human nature to be what? To be wicked. And it's your human nature not to trust. But then trust comes from believing in something. Nigerians as we have Nigerians as we have this hope that has been built in us from the start. Leaders of tomorrow, the country can be better, stuff like that. This is the hope that leads to the trust that we have among ourselves. But I think someone has something to say. Yeah, I thought I had something to say. You want to ask me now?
He said that the heart of man is wicked. I agree with that.
Of course.
But see, we were not taught to be evil. We were not. Evil is also learned. You can argue that.
How? An example.
An example of learned evil.
Yeah, you can prove it. An example.
If I were to grow up in a place that supports murder, okay, for now, Somalia is killing everybody there. If I grow up there, do you really think that I feel the same way taking a life as someone who was brought up in a place that there's never been murder?
You have a point there. That's true. I would feel the pain because I learned it.
You learned to dull your emotions, doesn't mean you didn't have the emotions.
I said from the start that we are humans and we are emotional. You did not learn to be wicked. They taught you to be good. You learned to be good. For example, I'll give you in that Somalia that you are right now. If, for example, now there is a priest that's a good man, they're killing people around, but that priest has a kid and he tells the kid, don't kill, it's not good, it's this, it's that, it's this. Do you really expect that kid is going to turn out to be like the rest of people who learn to be wicked?
Because every pastor's child is good.
No, see, now you are diverting from that point.
Your logic is that.
No, see, no, I said you are taught to be good, but you are naturally what? Evil.
No.
The same way, a pastor can teach his kid to be good, but then the kid is bad.
So you think everyone that was born in an evil place turns out evil?
How?
No, I'm asking you your logic.
No, I don't think so.
So if we are brought up surrounded by evil, we have no chance of evil. That's your logic.
We have a chance of being good.
So you're wrong.
So I'm wrong.
And somebody could say that I was give you what you need from you during the contemplations, but if they can do that during the contemplations, are they not already doing it now?
You have a point there, but I don't grab exactly where you're going heading at. Can you just
You're saying the possibility that during the contemplations you can be deprived of this this goods that you import from our neighbor who will be in the south or north, depending on where you live. And I'm saying that, isn't that also a possibility now? Aren't we already trying at least to kind of each other things? And the analogy that was given about a brother and sister in the home and whatnot, I know a lot of people whose relationships with their family have gotten better with this. Yes.
Humans are, we are very good. I'll say yeah.
Exactly. So I want to talk about your point of religion. I think I'll go to this guy first, then someone else will say. I want to say something about religion, and I'll go to this person. Okay, I understand. But I want to let you know something. If, like you said, an instance, if that's the problem, then if you really want a place where people could live together, coexist, then you should remove their differences from what is the foundation of that society. Do you understand? Even as Christians, we are divided, but like, for example, like if you look at Russia now, their system of government goes to their church, has always gone to their church. But there are other governments that they've made sure that their system of government is totally different from their religion. That way, you're not looking at people based on their religion or their tribe or anything. They're making a government based on government.
Okay.
So if you want people to coexist, you have to make sure you remove the factor that is dividing them. But if that's not been the case here, what do you think will happen?
Okay, fine. I'll put this to you. If you have read there was a country like Chile, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you know the story where Biafrans like moved and everything, we started living together, blah blah blah. Do you know, hypothetically, if we had divided, like we are southern and northern Nigeria, even in the same south that we are in right now, there are lots and lots of different tribes. You know that, right?
Lots and lots of different tribes.
You understand?
Now, see the thing. Yeah. Do you know what brought them together at that particular time? Like you said, believing in something is a big force.
Of course.
Believing in something is a big force and bringing people together. Right now, Nigerians, I'm not going to say this is fact. Do you know that Nigerians don't acknowledge themselves as Nigerians deep down? They first see their tribe, they first see their place, their origin, before they see Nigeria as a group. Do you know that? Am I wrong? No, they're not wrong. So you can't. So how do you expect, for example, Russians, they are known as the land of mother, like the people of motherland. If you tell Russia anything about their land, you collect.
In the same way,
so if I don't acknowledge myself as a Nigerian first, there's already a problem.
Is everybody should stand up? The ambassador is coming inside now. Please stand up. Please, I'm so sorry. It's part of the yeah, thank you.
Where are your mask?
C'est dit pour eux.
So we've welcomed the Deputy Head of Mission of the Nigerian Embassy in Russia, Moscow, His Excellency, Ambassador Anssir. Accompanying with him is the Minister Consular, Education, Immigration, Mr. Lini Barao. Also accompanying with him is the Financial Attaché of the Nigerian Embassy, Moscow, Mr. Tayo. Accompanying is the Immigration Attaché, Mr. Aminu Maron. So it's a privilege to have you among us, sir. You can have us, sir. Thank you. Listen.
And our topic is Nigeria must be divided for it to work again. Now, it's an open discussion. I've already gone far where we're talking about personal pride as a tribe and why we would stand for it first before being Nigerian. And I was about to counter him, but then I think someone else has something to say. So it would be nice if you can give them the mic.
Good evening, everyone. When you talk about breaking down Nigeria, first of all, I think we should consider the reasons behind the call for this inspiration. And in my opinion, one of these reasons is tribalism, nepotism, and favoritism if you want. Alright? So, when you say you want to break down Nigeria because of these reasons, first of all, I want you to understand that Nigeria is not a nation if it's not comprised of communities. Now, is there tribalism in our communities or in our various states? Of course. Is there nepotism in our communities or in our states around Nigeria? I'm sorry, and so, if you go to my state, for example, the minority, meaning the tribe with fewer numbers, feel marginalized, right? My state has not been able to solve that problem. And I think it's this problems in various states of a particular group or tribe feeling marginalized that has grown into a federal issue or a national issue, if you will. So I think before we talk about breaking down, we should first of all, okay, if we break down the Southeast is now a country of its own. Is there no nepotism in the South or in the East or in the North or wherever in Nigeria you want? So however, I think first of all we should try to solve this problem on a minor scale, meaning in our various communities in our states, before we talk about solving the national problem or breaking down, because even if we break down, we still have the same problems in our various geopolitical or countries as we have. That's right. So I don't think breaking down is the issue, but solving the problem that is leading to the call for disintegration is the issue.
So yeah, for the motion, please give a round of applause. So for the motion, just like I am, that Nigeria should not be divided for it to work again, okay? But then I have two things to say to what you have said. Nepotism, tribalism, and the last one was favoritism, right? Those corruption, right? Do we all agree on that? We all agree. Please, I would like the whole house to be with me. Do we all agree on that? Yes. Okay, so in my sociology class in my first year, my sociology teacher said one thing, and the first thing she said was, there will be no democracy without corruption. Now, even the most democratic country in the world, the USA, they are corrupt. Though you do not see it, it is there. I'm not an agent for corruption. I'm just saying that I'm also going to like go with your last point that you have to solve it from the grassroots level. You understand? You start from the basics. You teach. They say charity begins at home. You teach them at home. Fair is fair. Equal is equal. A piece of meat is a piece of meat and nothing more. This child will go further into schools, socialize the people, you know, boarding schools, universities. If it's brought up with these principles, then we can only hope, you understand? We can only hope that yes, you carry this on. Also, coming to the part about your state and you said minority tribe, you know there's power in numbers, right? It's normal, it's human. You know, if you are let's say for example, you are walking on your own, and then there are a group of five guys that are coming behind you, you would have this fear within you, understand? The same way if you are in a class and you have a clique of friends and you are on your own, you would feel this pressure. So it is normal that the minority tribe, who is smaller in number, would feel marginalized and cheated, even at the minute things. They will feel like, oh, they are giving this person. Because humans always find a reason for every season. That is it. The human mind is insatiable, and the human mind cannot be fully satisfied. But then I agree with your point that charity begins at home. Solving Nigeria's problems at grassroots levels. Because I remember when our president, His Excellency General Muhammad Buhari came, he said change. Change begins with me, and change begins with you. So, is anybody for the motion or against the motion? Is anybody else? Is there for the let us talk to us.
Yeah, I am actually against the motion because, like you said, Nigeria should right? So I'm against the motion because I think Nigeria should stay together. And I say that because I think you made a very good point at the start when you talk about the easy in how we conduct business and agriculture. I think people don't realize actually that someone made a point that we can actually get those things from other countries. But when we are making this point, we should consider the fact that we are probably going to pay more for these things because they will import tax. There will be a lot of difficulties in logistics. So it will be difficult for us to get this produce, and definitely the price is going to be higher. And I have a question to the general audience. If you think that Nigeria being one right now is the problem, so to what do we attribute the failure of our state governors to? So to what do we attribute that? So do you think right now like that, if Nigeria divides right now, like into the north and the south, like our various governors of different regions will start to act differently, do you think like, okay, something will just pop into their head and change their mindset? Because our state governors, our legislatures are governing their own people, but still we find pockets of corruption, nepotism, and other things as well. So what do we attribute this problem to? And if we find out that this is a problem, should we say that Nigeria should be divided into 36 states? And afterwards, should we say Nigeria should be divided into 774 local governments? And then afterwards, where does it stop? Where does it stop? At what point? So I don't think Nigeria being one is the problem, because if to say that Nigeria being one is a problem, we will have problems of corruption in our states. So this is the point.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think I see Dr. Yautama. We'll come to you. Please, you can give the mic.
This guy has been written for us.
Good evening, everyone. I quite think that everyone has exactly spoken well because everything I say is quite useful. However, I actually want to do something real quick. Just use my because I don't really think most of us really have an answer to this question. So I just want you to look to your left. Easy, just look to your left. Can everyone look to your left? Look to your right. I believe everyone believes in Nigerian, but what actually makes us Nigerian? Is it just the fact that we come from a country called Nigeria? Just that? I think many people would argue that, but I'll get to that point later. So everything everyone must say is wonderful. And I would like to just, I actually disagree with what you said, the notion of this debate that Nigeria should be provided for its well-being. So I actually believe that Nigeria should not, and I will address this. Well, I have 2 points here. Firstly, everyone has mentioned economic factors, and yes, it is quite evident that economically, if Nigeria is divided, then we would have big problems. Because I mean, take this for an instance: the south of Nigeria is closer to the river. South of Nigeria is the part where you have the oil-rich zones. South of Nigeria is where you have industrial zones. In the north, like everyone has already heard so far, we have plantations and crops that everyone in Nigeria uses. So assuming we separate, assuming Nigeria separates, who will take the sea? They take Nigerian from the sea. Who will take the sheep that Nigeria has as a everybody is for the sea? Who will take the land in the north? Are we still going to divide goods? Are we still these things have to be taken into consideration because they present very evident economic factors that if we divide Nigeria, if we separate Nigeria, then economically the 2 distinct countries will just be failures, to be honest. And then second, like everyone is going to say, there's exactly 371 tribes in Nigeria. It's not just the big 3 that we all know. There's exactly 371. So assuming Nigeria separates, where do they go to? Like, what part of Nigeria? Do you just leave people already? Do you leave Nigeria? Let's take into consideration the minorities that they actually have feelings. I mean, take for instance, human beings. Take for instance, you're a human being and you have feelings, and someone just wakes up for some reason, something that is totally beyond your control. You're moved out of your country because people feel it's right to separate. These fundamental things I think we should look at before we even think about Nigeria being separated. Wonderful. Okay, so I asked the question earlier, what keeps us from mentally Nigerians? And I thought about something. When we look at the coat of arms, we see the Nigerian people. And I think the Nigerian people represents truth. So assuming you walk into a room and you see an African that does things very peacefully, very gracefully, I think that's Nigerian. It is not the ethnic group or the beliefs that person possesses. In the international stage, no one cares about your ethnic group when you're considering as Nigerian. They think you're Nigerian because you are Nigerian. They don't think you're Nigerian because you come from the house or the Opai in Nigeria at the time. Thank you.
So due to lack of we don't have time, I'm sorry, due to the time constraints we have, I would just like to hit the nail on the head. Okay? Legitimately, we are Nigerians because we were born in Nigeria. I hope we don't agree with that. I hope we don't agree. I hope we don't disagree with that, sorry. We are Nigerians by nationality. But then also, we are Nigerians because of what binds us together, like he said. But I'll go straight to the point. If you sincerely believe that Nigeria must be divided for it to move forward, I'll ask you this question. When there's no democracy or when there's no government, there's what? What happens next? Does anybody know the answer? There's anarchy. And when there's anarchy, there's what? There's what? Chaos. And when there's chaos, there's what? When there's chaos, there's what? Huh? People should be loud when you answer, please. When there's chaos, there's destruction and what? Death. Very good. And I'm sure we as humans, let's put our nationality aside for now. We as humans, we do not want that. If you kick your leg on the stone, you feel pain, right? And that pain is for like 5 seconds or so, 10 seconds. But then if it's more than that, you understand that it is bad. People who have experienced war write stories that war is not something. We will be the best generation, will be the ones to take ourselves further. Because Nigeria has potential. All of us here, we are scholarship students. We all are scholarship students. We were brought here with, like, I don't know how to put this, a promise, you understand? The potential to develop, to learn, and to come and make Nigeria better. So, I do hope and pray that we have all been enlightened, and I do hope that we now know that instead of looking for ways to separate, because together, united, we are strong, but divided. I would like to also introduce our president, Mr. Benjamin.
My dear brothers and sisters, good evening to you individually and collectively.
Yes, sir.
I am privileged to be here this evening among my colleagues, to share a few moments with you. Let me start by conveying to you the best wishes of His Excellency Professor Abdullahi Y. Shehu, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Russian Federation with concurrent accreditation to Republic of Belarus. I am standing for him here this evening to give some goodwill message, to you. I'm very happy that since arrival this morning or this afternoon rather, the leadership of this very important association has been with us. We were accorded a very warm reception at the airport, brought straight to the hotel, and since then they have remained with us. And so on behalf of my colleagues, I want to say a very big thank you to Benjamin and his team for that very wonderful reception. Having said that much, when we came in, we met a gentleman coordinating the debate for today. I saw the topic of the debate previously, and when I came in, I didn't know that the debate was still be going on. But I'm happy that I learned the last part of the debate. And I can really see the feeling in the all that we are Nigerians. The topic was chosen purposefully, I'm very sure, by the executive. To generate interest and to find a way of, emphasizing what is very, very important at this time of our life as a nation, as Nigerians. And that is where the conclusion is what I'm going to make as the focus of my message to you this evening. You are youths, because I'm sure everybody here is a student, a Nigerian student. It is a common saying that youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But I want to say that you are not just leaders of tomorrow. You are already potential leaders even today. Before tomorrow comes, but that's because that statement, usually when people use it, they use it to say that when you become an adult, you grow, you find yourself in position of authority, then you become a leader. But I want to tell you that it is not until when you become a public office holder that you are a leader. I want to tell you that as you are seated here this evening, I can already see in you that you are leaders, even today. And I'm going to explain myself. Like the gentleman said, that you all came here, to improve yourself, to further your education. Education, we know, is described as key to success in life. Because when you acquire education, if you really allow the university that you attend or attended to pass through you, then you cannot come out to be the same person. You must have been improved upon. You already have your potentials, You have the God-given potential that you need to develop. So what the universities and the institutions are trying to do is just to bring this potential in you, to nurture it to maturity. So because you already have this potential, and because you are here, having taken some of you, I'm sure some of you are postgraduate students, if I'm not mistaken. You have done your first degree maybe in Nigeria or elsewhere before coming to Russia. But even those who are just coming in after finishing their secondary education in Nigeria, it's still the same line of thought. So you have this potential that the education you want to acquire here will develop, so that when you now develop it to maturity, when you acquire skill, then you are better off. You are more mature. Your brain becomes sharper, and you are expected to be able to bear responsibility. Now, Nigeria and India have been identified, to be the two nations that will have the largest number of, population of youths in the next 25 years. The population of India currently, out of the 1.3 billion, getting to 1.4 billion, youth population is higher. I think it's about 65%. Similarly in Nigeria, this should be something that should make us happy. Today, one of the challenge, or the greatest challenges that Nigeria faces is that of image. And I can please speak louder now. Corruption. I want you to break it down. Fraud. Who are the perpetrators of this fraud? It is not a loving matter now. I want it to be an interactive session, so to say. If I ask you a question, please respond properly. I know you know the answer. Please tell me. Who are the perpetrators of the fraud that you are talking about? Sorry? Our leaders. Are you sure it's just our leaders? I think you are passing the buck. And you know the answer. You see, we will laugh, but as we laugh, let us also be serious. You see, it is something that will make us weep. Do you know I stand here before you as an ambassador, a Nigerian diplomat who should enjoy honor and privilege anywhere I go to. But do you know that because I'm in Nigeria, I'm stigmatized, and I do not enjoy such privileges and honor easily? You don't know? Yes, but I'm telling you. My red passport should be something that will elicit, such privilege, from anybody that sees me. But the moment they see Nigeria, they will say, please come to this side. Come to this side. You know what that means? We must give you attention because you are in Nigeria. Just because you are in Nigeria. That is not good for us. My sister, yes, our leaders have their problem. And who are the leaders? They are Nigerians. They were also youth like you, sometime in the past. And currently we have people that are still youthful among our leaders. Isn't that correct? But I am zeroing this discussion because you are the real youth that I'm addressing this evening. And I tell you, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying among those of you that are spread here, you are the people that are, no, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that you and I will know that this problem of fraud that has given us that bad name, that bad image, it is mainly the youths, that are perpetrating it. Yahoo, Yahoo Plus. You know what we are talking about. And that is our major problem. I don't know whether any one of you came across, I think it was yesterday somebody shared it on a platform that I belong, WhatsApp platform. Somebody asked one Nigerian young man, what is your vision? I don't know whether any one of you came across that. Did anybody else, did you see it? I have it on my phone. What is your vision? They put it on my phone. He said, my vision is money. The man repeated the question. Your vision. He said, money. He was asked that question 4 times. He repeated the same thing, money. And the man said, okay, let us keep aside the issue of money. What exactly is your essence of life? He said, that money you said that we should keep aside. Do we understand? And that is a typical Nigerian youth. Let us be frank with ourselves. And that is where the problem begins. If your vision is to just make money, then you will want to do anything to get that money. It does not matter how. That is why we have so many Yahoo Pluses. That is why life no longer has meaning in most of our communities back home. So I am telling you that as youth that have come here thousands of miles away from your home country, you have come here to acquire skill, to develop your talent. You have to first reorientate yourself so that you can be part of the leaders, people that will bring change, people that will move Nigeria forward. If you don't do that, then your coming here will have been another disaster. God forbid. I hope I'm communicating. No, we need to really talk to ourselves seriously about this matter. You don't want to waste your life. You want to grow up, you want to become somebody. your money should not be your vision in life. Please, let us change this orientation. I tell you, that is where our problem begins. Whether you are a leader today, whether you are tomorrow, it will not make any difference if that attitude is not worked upon. So, I am telling you that as youths, we are looking unto you to make a better Nigeria. If in your own word you think the people before you, the generation before yours have not done well, like some people have spoken, we want to accept that. But I want to tell you that it is when you have, done better, that is when you can talk. And you are privileged to have this opportunity, to have been sent out to come and acquire education, to come and acquire skill. Begin to think about how you deploy whatever you acquire here now. Then that will make you the leader that we are talking about. You are going to be part of the change community that we are expecting tomorrow from amongst you. If you don't do that, if you do not heed the call of our president in the last 4 years, that change begins with me, and you walk the talk, then you cannot be that leader that we are talking about and we are expecting tomorrow. Am I communicating? It's very important, my dear brothers and sisters. This is where our problem lies. Nigeria is a great country, but we've talked so much about potential. Now, how to make this potential to become something that we can concretize and develop? This is what we should be talking about. I tell you, as you are here, whether you are 100 level student or 200 level student or whatever level you have, if you want to be part of that change that we are talking about, by now, especially those of you who are in science and technology faculties, I expect you to already start conceptualizing something that you are going to do tomorrow. Anytime I have this kind of opportunity to talk to Nigerians, I always make reference to my experience in India. I served in India for 4 years before I was asked to come here to be the deputy head of mission. And I observed that Indians are highly patriotic people. And that is the same thing that I've seen in Russia since I arrived here. You are here, observe an average Russian, highly patriotic. They trust, they believe in their nation. If you don't have that kind of that same seal, then you are part of the problem of Nigeria today. Because until we have that patriotism in us, until we have that belief in us, we will not be able to do what is needed for us to be able to move forward in that country. Are we together? Please. An average 100 or 200 level students in India, quite a number of them, when they were students, they became entrepreneurs. Because before they entered the university, they conceptualized what they want to pursue. And when they get there, they begin to work towards that. And by 200 level, you just see somebody has come up with something, and all you need is financiers. And then there are so many financiers out there. And then before you know it, you will be looking at him as a student, but he's already an entrepreneur. Because one of the major problems in Nigeria is that, and maybe as you are seated there, quite a number of you, maybe 80% of you have that same attitude again towards education. That you have come here, when you finish, you go back home, you are expecting government to give you work. It is disastrous. Begin to think about how you are going to add value. Think about what you are going to give to your country, what your country will give to you. Your country is giving this to you, you are here. as scholarship students. That is something. Now it is for you to begin to think, what am I going to give back to my country when I get back? And how do you give back? You don't want to go back and join the battery of unemployed undergraduates or graduates. You tell yourself, when I get back home, I know what I'm going to do. I want to be an employer, not an employee. If you have that kind of dream and you continue to nurture that, I tell you that the gracious God will give you that way. He will open that way for you. You will be able to do something and you certainly will become an employer. It's a serious problem in Nigeria. Anywhere I served, I observed how many people are employed by government. Very small. But go to Nigeria, everybody wants to be employed by government. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So don't go back and join the unemployed. Please go back home and be somebody who can say, okay, I can begin with 5 unemployed graduates. Join me. Let us do this. You become an employer of labor, and then you are solving the problem. Because that's one of the greatest problems Nigeria is also faced with today. Quite a number of our graduates, our youth, they are not employed. They are not employed because of the kind of attitude we have to education. People just want to go, just get degree. And then when they come out, if nobody is there to employ them, they are useless. What kind of education is that? But of course, we have very good stories. I have seen and come across youths, that know what it takes to be the leaders. I have witnessed that there's a direct geologist. He was a geologist, and then he said after 1 year, he knew that it might be very difficult to get anything along that line. And he sat, and the guy, he said he went to the internet, read about fashion designing. He wasn't a tailor, it wasn't anything. But he just did the study. He knew that there's an opportunity in this sector. And that is how the guy started. Today in Nigeria, he has a very big fashion designing company. And he's a geologist. He became an employer in some other way. This is the kind of way this is the way we want you to begin to think. Don't say I'm this one, I must remain seated. I mean, by the time you sit at home for 1 year, nothing is coming. That is how the devil will come to your mind and say, the only thing I can do is to be a Yahoo boy too now. After all, I'm very good in computer. And then you join the problem. So please, don't go back and join Yahoo, please. Not to talk of Yahoo Plus. And the only way out is for you to think of what you want to do right from now on. Begin to conceptualize. I tell you, if you mean it, if this is your mindset, something will come up. And then by the time you go back, people will run after you because you have something to offer. You are not going there to be a senior applicant of Nigeria, going from one office to the other, looking for white-collar jobs. You already have something to do. You are the one looking for people to employ. Are we communicating?
Yes, sir.
Please, my dear brothers and sisters, this is the crux of the matter. And this is my message to you this evening, that we need to reorientate ourselves. If we start from this way, if you think our own generation has failed you, then begin to show us that you are better than us. You can't just be condemning us. If you condemn us that we are not seeing anything good in you, what kind of thing is that? The best way to condemn us is for you to show that we are better than you, our fathers. I hope you will take this message with you. Please, please, be part of the people who are ready to heed the call, the clarion call of our president. He's been telling us in the last 4 years or 5 years that look, The only way is for us to change who we are. We are potentially great, but we don't seem to understand what greatness means. People think that you are great if you have some money. It doesn't matter where that money comes from. And then you can ride car, you can change car, you can do all sorts of things. So we have turned ourselves to just, merry-making, sort of society. We only know how to make merry. We forget completely that the national cake we want to share out of, we need to bake it. Nobody talks about let us bake this national cake. Everybody is talking about how to share the national cake. So please, let us know that is not the right way. The right way for us is to be prepared to change what is in us. We are naturally talented. We have the brain. You can imagine the brain that some people are using negatively to do all sorts of things they do, before they are caught sometime, Some of them are still doing it, they have not been caught. If they use that brain positively, I tell you, they will take us to places. Quite a number of Nigerians, some other youth are doing very well. I know in this country there are quite a number of them who are finished and they are doing very well here. We have cases of quite a number of them in the US. Anywhere you go, you see Nigerians that are doing very well. So you make sure you join these people that are doing well, giving good name to their country. Don't join the bandwagon, please. Don't join the bandwagon of people who never do well. I call them the never do well. If you are doing Yahoo, you are a never do well person. Honestly, something you cannot be proud of. So please, don't join them. I beg you in the name of God. So having said this, I don't want to take more than, I think I was given just 30 minutes. I'm not sure if I've exhausted it. Do you have still have more time? Okay, let me just round it up. In conclusion, I am here, like I said in the beginning, to represent the Nigerian ambassador, Professor Shehu Abdullahi. And part of the message is that you should know that the embassy is there, though, in Moscow, but the embassy is for all of you, wherever you are in this country. Make sure that you relate very well with the embassy. Let us know where you are. Let us have your name on our database. And if you do have any issue at any point in time, please don't hesitate to get across to us. We are there. We will always respond to your yearnings because we are here partly because of you. You see, one of the major or cardinal responsibility of any embassy is to protect the interest of the citizens of its country, wherever it is. And we are really alive to this responsibility. Please let us know if there are things that you are facing some challenges. Speak out. Don't keep it to yourself. And continue to see yourself as brothers and sisters. You are here, you are all Nigerians. You must see yourself as one. If you see yourself as one, it will be very easy for you to protect each other's interests. If you have a Nigeria around you who is facing challenges, consider those challenges as yours and try to see whatever you can do. If you cannot manage it alone, call the attention of the ESCO. Let them know that there's an issue for them with this Nigerian, and I'm sure they will pick it up. And then when they do their best, if they need the embassy, they will call upon the embassy. And so we are there for you. And that is the message. I want to thank you for listening, and I want to, I think I should assure myself that I've communicated with you this evening, and the message has been taken. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir. So guys, we can be seated. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
And now I would like to hand over to the moderators to continue the event.
Okay, so we're going to continue to the next part of the program. So I call on the General Secretary of Anssir to present awards to the Senate and Electoral Committee. Hello everyone, good evening. Today we present the certificate members of the Electoral Committee. Now the Electoral Committee has served in the administration and they are working climax today and tomorrow. And I want to welcome Solomon to receive the certificate as the first person. All right, now we're going to welcome to the stage Hassan Ahmad to receive his certificate for serving as a member of the Electoral Committee and contributing to the growth of the association. Does he come? Let us welcome Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu to the stage. He's serving as a member of the Electoral Committee in the 2021-2022 administration. All right, and about this moment, I would like to welcome the chairman of the Electoral Committee. He has actually done a very good work, and we'll see the fruit of that labor. You know, they worked tirelessly since October after the inauguration. They did the screening process, they went through the screening process, we had a public debate, and they've actually done very well. Let us welcome Ibiojo Godwin to receive the certificate for serving as the chairman of the Electoral Committee in the 2021-2022 administration. Now, the Electoral Committee in itself is works on the Senate, right? And we have 5 senators. 4 senators will be receiving their certificates today, and that's except the Senate President. He'll get his certificate tomorrow, right? And it is my honor to welcome Obianuju Cynthia, although to receive a certificate of service for serving as a senator and contributing to the growth of the association in the 2021-2022 administration. All right, at this point, I would like to welcome Gabriel Chung for serving, this certificate is presented for serving as a senator and contributing to the growth of the association in the 2021-2022 administration. Chung. And now we are going to welcome Eja David to receive the certificate of service for serving as a senator and contributing to the growth of the Association of Nigerian Scholarship Students International in the 2021-2022 administration. All right, and I would want to welcome at this point Eziamako Humphrey Chisom, to present the certificate of service for serving as a senator and contributing to the growth of the Association of Nigerian Scholarship Students in the 2021-2022 administration. Finally, I want to say the Senate body is, the judiciary arm of the association, and as a result, the Senate was nominated by the executive, and 7 members of the Senate are nominated by the executive.
and 5 of these members are approved by the House of Representatives. All right, thank you very much. I really want to appreciate the Senate body for their work in the 2021-2022 administration. Thank you for your service. Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, so now I would like to call on the President of the Electoral Committee for the manifesto and election part of the evening, Mr. Godwin Ibeojo. Please, a round of applause for him.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So I would like the candidates, I'll call out their name, I would like them to maybe take a seat towards the left there. So you can come up when I call you. So for the first person, we're having Obaro for presidency. Second person, Anssir for presidency. Tadas for general secretary. And also, Oko Godwin is unable to make it because of the expenses, and so he will be joining us on Zoom. But let's recognize his presence. Oko Godwin for vice president. Uka Abigail for vice president. Ezekiel, welfare officer. Ezine for treasurer. Taufik Mahfouz for financial secretary. Babajide Ifeoluwa for PRO. Samuel Oluwatobi for general secretary. Mesoma Chukwu for PRO. And lastly, we have Chidozie for treasurer. So we'll start with our presidents, those going for president. You come out, we give you, because of time constraints, we give you about like 2 minutes to read your manifesto and make yourself known to the general public, right? And then, as the electoral committee, we have some questions for you to answer, right? We'll ask you those questions, you answer them, and then if the public, the general audience, if they have any questions to ask, they will ask their questions, and we believe you provide the right answers. Okay. I would like to invite Sadiq and Sadiq. I'd like to invite Sadiq to the podium. Sadiq, and also Azan. So, our president, Anssir Gabriel and Obara, please join us on the podium.
Good evening, everybody. The air of the leader must ring with the voices of the people.
and this was spoken by Woodrow Wilson. My name is Idogo Barry Princeville. I am a fourth-year medical student in the Rostov State Medical University. I've been an active member of this great body since I came into the country in 2018. Being heavily involved in the administration of President Okoro Benjamin Zutechukwu. The desire to run for the office of the president stems not from a place of personal gratification, but from a heart willing to work to take his association to the next level. In my tenure as the Anssir president when elected, I will work with executives to deliver on the following promises. Firstly, education. Well, I'll work closely with the city reps to ensure the well-being of every Anssirite and that their voices are heard at the highest possible levels. That includes that I will ensure that the new students feel at home before they even arrive in Russia. Also, I will connect students with their alumni when needed. I will talk more about this further. And I will ensure that finance doesn't affect anyone's education in any way. Coming to the alumni, I'm going to create an archive on the Anssir website for alumni, ensuring close networking between the students and the former. I will also work closely with the alumni to help students in various spheres of life and business startups. A social Anssir for all. I will work to improve the standard of the social gathering. I will organize inter-city sports competition. I will organize better social gatherings for all, organize more educational competitions, and I will reward and recognize deserving Anssirites in order to encourage active participation. In terms of finance, I will ensure money flow among Anssirites, among local businesses, and encourage startups. I will work to increase stipends as inflation is taking a heavy toll, but, however, that will have to do with the people at the top. Yes, you all know that. I will work to ensure early payment of stipends to avoid financial strain. And then, lastly, in terms of working with the leaders, I will listen more to the leaders at each level, and I will ensure that information is properly disseminated to each city. I will ensure proper check and balance among the arms of leadership, and ensure that the leaders are always available to listen to the students and vice versa. Finally, growth is never by mere chance. It's a result of forces working together. With your support, I believe we can make Anssir greater than we can even imagine. Thank you.
Hello, dear Anssirites, Your Excellency, Minister Consular, the Financial Attaché, and all other embassy staff present here, dear Anssirites. My name is Gabriel Anssir, third-year student of Civil Engineering at Moscow State University of Civil Engineering. Alright, I'm currently the Financial Secretary and immediate past Financial Secretary. That proves my worth of experience and my service to Anssir for the past 2 years. I could go ahead and give a lot of reasons why I actually feel like I'm actually the best candidate, but I'll rather omit that part and go straight to what I actually feel like I'll be bringing to the table. First of all, let me state that I know Mr. Barrow so well, and one thing I can assure you is that at this point I'm very certain that Anssir will have a great president for the next 1 year. Alright, what I feel like I'll bring to the table, I believe that a lot of people get to ask the question, I'm a member of Anssir, why should I really get involved in Anssir? What is it that is at the table? What are we going to gain? First thing I will definitely try to work during my tenure as the president is to ensure that we enjoy a lot of privileges as Anssirites. Of course, we are Nigerians. The embassy works for all Nigerians. But why? How about asking for more? The embassy has always been a body that supports us, that is always there for us, to be a body to look forward to a situation where we are highly recognized as well and recognized more and more, and then enjoy certain privileges that have been planned and I will go forward to work on. And as well, during my tenure, I intend to link us up with other African student bodies to create a platform where it's not just Nigerian students, but Nigerian students with Ghanaian students, Nigerian students with Zambian students, Nigerian students with other African student bodies. As I speak already, I've been in contact with the president of the Ghana students in Nigeria, president of Zambian students, president of Cameroonian students, in order to bring this collaboration to life. Because Nigeria as well is always seen as the giant of Africa, is always seen as the leading African country. Why not show it to the other African student bodies here by taking this particular step? It's just a matter of probably the next few days upon confirmation, and this will become very fruitful to create an event, an African student event that will not only bring the Nigerian ambassador, but bring other African ambassadors to one very hall. And going furthermore, I will, during my tenure, will probably be able to source for financial income, not just from this, not just relying on our dues as financial income, because I working as a financial secretary for the last 2 years. It was already something I worked upon. Speaking up with brands, meeting up to brands, we are always ready to partner up with Anssir and contribute and sponsor financially to our event. This is something that will be worked upon extensively to make sure that for our event that we organize maybe monthly for competition and our convention, we are not solely relying upon our dues to cater and to support it. And going in as well, and going forward, I would really like to commend the current administration, because I would say that we've done a very, very wonderful job in terms of extra activities other than the annual convention we have. Going forward, it is a tradition that is going to be maintained, organizing a lot of events, organizing events in our various cities, and to make sure that that family life that we have will not die. Thank you so much. My name remains Kevin.
That's a really nice manifesto from both the aspiring presidents of the association, that's Mr. Gabi and Mr. Obaru. So right here we have a few questions we're going to ask the aspiring candidates. Number one is how will you improve the relationship between the Anssir, FSB, and the embassy? The questions goes for both of you, and you both have like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, how we're going to improve the relationship between Anssir and the embassy and FSB? Being a member of the Executive Council for the past 2 years, preparing, leading up to this moment, it is something I would say has already been worked upon, and it's a long work in progress, because I personally was in Nigeria a few months ago, and I paid a personal visit to the director of FSB, presenting her an award on behalf of the association, representing the association. Something she has in her office that reminds her of the association and the importance of the association. I'm sure whenever FSBEA comes up to her mind, the first thing that will come up is Anssir, leading up, developing the relationship. When it comes down to the embassy, working as an executive for the past 2 years, I am no stranger to the embassy. The embassy is no stranger to me. It all comes down to relationships are not built up in one day, of course. It's a relationship that's already been built for a long time, that is already there. Working together for the benefit of the association is not going to be anything strange at all, because the relationship is already there. Has that the question?
Well, you and I know that Anssir is not just me, Anssir is you and I, we make up Anssir. And the question is, how am I going to improve the relationship between Anssir, the embassy, and BEA? Well, I'll start from the grassroots levels, like we said. Each city has a city rep, and these city reps are going to be working together hand in hand with me and my board, should I be elected. And this means that we bear your interest in mind, and we're going to carry your interest to the embassy. Being an executive simply means that we have the ear of the embassy, and the embassy is lenient to us. So we're going to, organize more, come together with them more, tell them that this is what we have and this is what we can present. And also with FSB, we're going to send them, just like he did, just like the administration of Benjamin did, we're going to present more gifts. We're going to let them know that, yes, we are here. We're also going to use mediums such as the parents group chat to also tell them that we are students and we are here to work with you. And when we work together, I can definitely...
First, state your name and...
And stipend. Government don't pay early. Government delay payment. Parents cannot send money from home to us. not every parents can afford that. Students are not united. They are not studying fine. People are hungry. What can you do? Each student, they have individual problems to each of their schools. Not every student can discuss their problems with another one. What can you do to make sure that students don't into their self? They speak out their problems so that they can speak out their problems so that they can solve. Thank you.
Okay, first before I ask the first question, I would like to which did you graduate as the student?
We cannot deny that fact. Embassy has given most of us here, though not all, but some took loans. I think most of us have taken loans from the embassy before to support ourselves in one way or the other. However, when I become president, one thing I'm going to stress on is payment of dues. I know payment of dues might seem like a big deal to us, like, oh, why should I pay $50? But you see, Anssir is a body, not just for me, but for you. Not just for me, it's for you and I. So if you pay your dues, we can also assist with these dues when there is no money. Because there's no amount of pressure you want to give the government that the government is going to give it to you. If you like, shout from now to tomorrow. But however, based on the fact that we are a body, and this body has come together to help you, if we pay our dues together, we can say, okay, fine, embassy can give us loans. And well, presently, I believe that a good leadership is one born out of friendship and bond. You, as a president, I as a president, I should be able to know the people I'm leading one-on-one. I may not know you fully, but then you know your city rep because you vote who you know into power. Let's be honest about it. You cannot vote someone that you don't know or you don't trust. So if you know this person, and this person is constantly disseminating information, which I said in my manifesto, because if information is poorly passed, then the results will be poorly achieved. So information will perfectly pass so that you can be able to reach your city rep, who will in turn reach out to you, that will be able to pass the information to necessary bodies. I hope I've answered the question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I hope. Has he answered your question?
Did I answer the question?
Now, wonderful. Now, we have another question. Another ask you a question also, you guys.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My question goes like this. You guys are contesting for the post of the presidency, and one of you guys is going to lead the association in the next 1 year. So, and it's certain that, challenges, you guys are going to encounter challenges on the way. So, in your opinion, what's the most challenging aspect of handling this position, and how do you guys plan to overcome it?
The major problem or the major challenge is apathy. And I wouldn't talk much on it, but the major challenge is apathy. Because I might have dreams, I might have goals that I want to achieve with my board. Like, fine, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do that. We have a schedule for the year. But then Anssirites may not be, into the dream. Like, for example, this is our convention. This is not the number of Anssir students in Russia. Though I understand that due to financial constraints, some people were not able to come. But also we understand that some people do not care about Anssir. This is the biggest challenge that I think I will be facing. But then, every challenge or every question has an answer, even though it has not been found yet. I believe that if there's a problem at the top, then the bottom is going to fail. Or let me use a common example. If the roots cannot hold, the tree will fall. If I am not interested in Anssir, if my board is not interested in Anssir, if the city reps are not interested in Anssir, I do not expect Anssirites to be interested in Anssir. And so it starts from me to the vice president-elect to whoever is coming in. So the biggest challenge is apathy, and I intend to solve it by asking Anssirites what they want and doing for them what they want. Hearing your voices, carrying out constant polls, carrying out constant questionnaires. Tell us what you want. Tell us what bothers you. Tell us what you feel the embassy can do better for you. Tell us what you want us to do during the summer. Are you okay with this? Give us your reviews on what happened. So that we can, in time, with every meeting we have, we can keep working to get better for you. That's just it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gabi.
Apathy comes as a major challenge, of course, but if I were to say a major challenge, is time, the time to give. Because I'm not new to it. I know what involves, especially over the past few weeks. I think our outgoing president can confirm having to travel here, and show up whenever needed. Of course, we are all students, and it's a whole lot of time given out. How do you overcome it? Sacrifice. I've been sacrificing for 2 years. I can't sacrifice. Thank you.
All right, then, thank you all for your questions. Due to time constraints, we can't take any more questions. Sorry. Give it a round of applause for the aspiring candidates, please. Please have your seats. Next on the agenda is going to be those aspiring to be the vice president of the association, which we're going to call their names now. Abigail Oka from Kazan. A round of applause.
Please permit us, Godwin is unable to make it, so he'll be joining us on Zoom. So any question, they will still be able to connect to answer the questions. Thank you.
So I'm going to leave the floor to Abigail to read our manifesto. And then, if you have questions, prepare them. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Uka Abigail Olache, and I am running for the position of the Vice President.
How can Anssir go, international? And what does it mean for Anssir to be international?
Okay, Anssir going international is, first of all, making the body a more recognized body than it is. It's, okay, recognized in Russia, but then it needs, organizations are registered. Associations are registered. I don't think that's just on Wikipedia, those kind of things. And collaborating with other, especially other scholarship bodies. For example, the Commonwealth Scholarship under BEA, sorry. Now, if Anssir is given an international recognition, I think a situation will come in whereby graduates will not have to even go back to Nigeria to do the compulsory youth service before they can be given the opportunity to further their education. You can be given a direct channel with the interaction with these bodies to further your education, and you are made by the connections you make. Imagine jobs opportunity and greater opportunities with other recognized bodies, starting from the bodies under BEA scholarship scheme. Thank you. I hope I've answered the question.
That's a wonderfully answered question by Okagi. A round of applause again, please. Now I'm going to give avenue to Mr. Godwin, who will be able to rectify the network. Now he's going to read out his manifesto, and if you have any questions, please prepare them. Thank you.
Yeah, Gordon, please kindly unmute your mic and read your manifesto.
Please a minute, sorry. Please a minute, sorry. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Oko Godwin, studying oil and gas engineering in Ufasili Petroleum Technology in Ufa, studying oil and gas engineering. And I indicated interest for the post of the Vice President of the Association of Students in Russia. And just brief into talk about myself. So I will talk more on what I intend to do. So I believe personally that great organizations need someone who will be willing to make it successful without being noticed. And I, for one, am someone that like being behind the scenes. So that's why I took the intentions for the post of the vice president. So the role of the vice president is to make things happen behind the scene in a way that it makes the vision of the president and the well-being of the student body a reality in detail as well as outlined. I want the students to be able to feel more involved within the union with Anssir, increase the funding and create beginning funds for societies at the start of the term semester precisely, or year, or early training of new committees, of new members of the Anssir body here. That's for the new members of the team, which we do have on a yearly basis. So shedding more light on the things that I've outlined. So a great proportion of students go through university life that do not know about the opportunities the association can offer. The Anssir might be perceived as uninteresting, something not for me, in quote. If elected as vice president, I want to shake up the idea of the Anssir society only for the specific breaking down the barriers and stop people from wanting to be involved in the great association. I want to show all students the society is a brilliant place for expressing your hobbies, showing your passion for your degree, and a great place to meet new people, that's making new friends. Societies are fantastic and can boost your love for different things, helping you find interest, and you never realize you like. And if I'm elected, I would like to see that this matter is settled. But I also put in
a while, and you could not even make it to be here with us. So I believe I covered your question.
Yeah, I got the question. Yeah, it wasn't intentional for me not attending. I did plan to, but we all know the current state of our finances currently, and the more reason why.
I'd like to invite our General Secretary, in the person of Tadas and Samuel. Please make a way to the podium. Yeah, because of time, please make it very, very brief.
Good evening. Let me start by apologizing for my voice. We're shouting before, please. I'm still lost. Sadly. My name is Michael Tadas and I'm running for the post of General Secretary. The point I'm running under is very simple. It's unity. I've been asked how I think I can make Anssir better. It's very simple. Unity. Right now, convention is just where we get to meet Anssir people that we didn't know before. But imagine if it were something more. Imagine if it were old friends coming together. The world right now is led by one thing and one thing alone: social media. If everyone here had Instagram accounts that we were following, we'd know each other. Twitter, Facebook. Yesterday I met Hart. I didn't know where I knew him from. But then it was Instagram. Imagine if I had met different people here before time. Look at now, I know Victor, Don Levi. I know Patrick from Petersburg, Maxwell. Look at Adam from Belgorod, Musa. I even know some of the people we've met personally. The embassy, they've come to Rostov. I met Mr. Aminu, I met Mr. Chooks. They came to help us. Relationships, they are built when you meet people. It doesn't have to be physical. So what I'm running under basically is unity. When I'm the General Secretary, I plan on making us first and foremost friends. let's know each other's names first. Then let's get to know one another on a personal level. When we do this, it's going to solve a lot of problems. For instance, the alumni will be easy to form. We're already friends. It's going to help solve welfare. Because when I see your Instagram post, I know this guy is okay. Sometimes you post on your WhatsApp status, you're feeling sad. Someone will write your DM and talk to you. The welfare officer's work is basically done for him. Also, information dissemination. If I'm your friend, you can write me that as alpha when they go pay. You know I'm going to talk to you. As General Secretary, I'm going to be in every meeting. I'm the host of every meeting. And if I'm talking to every single person in Anssir, I've heard your voice. I know your complaints. And you can be rest assured I will raise it in these meetings. So what I'm running for is unity. Please vote me because I'm your friend. And you can trust me. I will make sure your voice is heard. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adiseku Samuel Oluwatobi. I am a second year student of Kazan Federal University, studying medicine and surgery in Kazan. I have been an active member of Anssir both at the city and national level since I arrived in Russia, and I wish to serve this great association in an official capacity. I'm running for the post of General Secretary, and before I present my manifesto, I would like to actually kind of shed light on what the position of the General Secretary entails, because I think it's a position that many of us don't actually know about. In fact, if we are being simple, we can call the General Secretary of the association as the person who does much of the dirty work of the association. This is the person that maintains the records of the association, the person that has full information about activities in the association, the person that has all the contact details of members of the association, the person that plans every event of the association, such as this convention, the person that drafts all letters outgoing from the association to all parties that require them, and the person that keeps a historical documentation of the association. I kind of have a close relationship with the past General Secretary, and I've seen how he has worked. I've seen the amount of effort he applies, the amount of dedication, the amount of skill that is required in this position. And therefore, it took me a lot of time to come to the decision, because I had to be sure that actually I have what it takes to really go for this position. So I've explained what the position of the General Secretary entails. Now I'm going to tell you what are my plans for the association. One, looking at the fact that this previous association, they've done really well. The first thing on my manifesto is to continue the great job they've been doing. All the wonderful activities that they put in place, I believe it's going to be a wonderful initiative to continue them. I would like an increased accessibility of Anssirites to the decision-making process, because this apathy we've been talking about that exists in the association, whereby members don't care about what goes on. I think it's because maybe members don't really understand what goes on. They don't really have connections with the excos. So I feel like we need a better connection between the members and the decision-making process, so that they will know how important it is to let their voices be heard in the association. Also, as an entrepreneur myself, I believe entrepreneurship is a wonderful way for a student to have a complete student life, and I would like to encourage the already existing entrepreneurs in the association and also the creation of new ones. I would like to expatiate on this particular point, because it's a point that is very...
Sorry, Mr. Samuel.
Okay.
Can I? Okay, round up, please.
So basically, the post of the General Secretary is a tough one. It's one that requires dedication, skill, And I feel a person with the right amount of skills should be voted because it's kind of the engine of the ESCOs of the association. So I believe I'm qualified for this position. And well, I'll be expecting questions and I'll be willing to answer them. Thank you very much.
A round of applause, please. And unfortunately, this round there won't be any questions to ask because we are working against time. We don't have enough time to receive your questions and for them to answer the questions. So please, a round of applause again once again for aspiring candidates of the General Secretary. Now, next in line is the Financial Secretary.
Build on and achieve like greater goals with this great association. I have also like gone through the constitution, like read the duties of the financial secretary, which is like accruing all the money from the association and ensuring that like there is correct management of funds like in the association. So I would like to like get my manifesto here since I'm so candidate. I don't think I should take much of your time. So I will be expecting your vote and thank you very much for having me.
Association, and if you are going through stuff too, let us know financially, psychologically, medically. Tell us, because if you keep it to yourself, there's no way we can know. We have welfare officers in your cities. Talk to them, and they'll please reply to us, and we can look into it and see ways through which we can solve them. If you have issues with your school, please don't keep quiet. For instance, these guys who are in first year now, a lot of them were at the edge of being expelled because they had issues with school and they kept quiet. So if you have any issue with your studies, talk so that we can know what we can do about it in time. Because if you delay, it is dangerous. And as a welfare officer, I care about you. I care about everything that's to do with you, your education, your health.
By Kilani Ezekiel. Now, the next question we're going to look at is the position of the treasurer. We're going to call on Annie Ezinechie-Mere and Ogodo Chidozie Thomas. Please, a round of applause for them. They are both running for the position of the treasurer that is in charge of the, monetary affairs of the association.
Hi everyone, my name is Annie Ezinechie-Mere. I'm a second year student of biotechnology at the Borno State University of Engineering Technology, and I'll be running for the post of treasurer for this great association. You may now associate biotech with finance, but when it comes to if I'm elected as treasurer of this association, I will ensure that the funds of the association and its members are managed efficiently. I'll guarantee absolute transparency in keeping and accounting for the money in the association. I intend to account and record every transaction done within the association. In accordance to the section 463 of the Constitution, I'll keep an accurate and exact account of income and expenditures with receipts. I will ensure that no money is released without approval. Save money in every possible way. I promise to be unswerving and prepared in regards to the finance of this association. I'm a very trustworthy person, a cooperative person who works closely with finance. I'll work with those of this association. Believe it or not, I've never been in overdraft, and that must mean something when it comes to student life. I have a great organization skill, and I'm known for recording every of my expenses dutifully. I would love to be part of the ESCO, and I hope my manifesto explains why. Thank you.
Good evening all. I am Ogodo Chidozie Thomas, a third year. I'm a strong believer of actions that speak and results that last. I had the experience of serving as a treasurer back home when I studied in the University of Nigeria, Anssir. And right here in Rostov, I've been serving as a student representative of students, Nigerian students. And that has taught me a lot about taking care of the welfare of students and also getting to handle the funds of students and taking when it comes to the financial aspect of students to the next level. Now, I have outlined 3 points in my agenda for an effective administration. And number 1 is proper accountability and management of cash flow. Now, for the proper accountability, I will be able to ensure that students are seeing how their funds are being spent, where the funds are taken, and where these funds are allocated to through our websites that have been established and Anssir TV that has already been established. This is to make sure that everyone sees that these dues they are paying, this money that they are allocating, to the association is being used in the right way. Number two, funds generation. We all know that money is necessary to run this type of association, and for these funds to be generated, dues can just do everything. Now, as someone that has been experienced in the financial sector, I will try my best to make sure that we diversify the sources of funds into the association. Also, with the use of sponsorship programs for different businesses in this association, we'll be able to make sure that this association gets more funds. And lastly, budget appropriation. Now, these funds that we appropriated have to get budgeted in the right way so that these activities that we have in mind will be done in the right way. Now, I will conclude by saying this. By voting, we all give our voice to the people. We all give our voice to form actions that speak and results that last. I'm here to solicit your votes as the treasurer of this great association to move this association forward.
A round of applause for me, please. A round of applause once again, please. Thank you very much. For the last and final position of the association, which is the Public Relations Officer, PR. I want to call on, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. Mbe Mena Sumachuku. A round of applause, please.
The State Technical University used to London. Studying aircraft engineer. As a PRO, I'm here to promote the activities of publicity strategies and campaign. Be the primary point of contact between media and the association. Disseminate accurate, relevant information to the student body and extra organization. And I'm here to maintain and protect the Anssir Association, enhance its prestige, and present a favorable image to socialize and build the relationship, and to make sure my fellow Anssir didn't miss out any information from the association. Be present and function that are deemed necessary by the Department of Anssir and the Anssir Association. I will also be to speak on behalf of the Anssir. Thank you.
All protocols duly observed. Good evening, everyone. I am Mr. Chukwemeka for the Electrical Engineering student of Consular Technological University, and I'm contesting for the office of the Public Relations Officer. Having had a father who was a public relations officer for about 15 years, and I occasionally followed him to his office, I've happened to understand the functions of the public relations officer. You see, in an association, communication the reputation of a prestigious association, Anssir, first making it a world-class organization. This encompasses us maintaining a positive image of our association so that it becomes a top-notch association. My mission is that I'm going to make use of our various social media platforms, the Anssir official Facebook page, Instagram page, the WhatsApp, TV, to disseminate information to everyone, thus keeping everyone updated. Also, I'm going to deepen our publicity. Publicity is very important, very, very important. I'm going to deepen our publicity through social media posts, through relationships with other businesses, like the eSolution Street 55, and other business organizations that give out Anssir, which publicizes Anssir, not just in Russia, but in other places, Nigeria, and the entire total world, basically. My function also is relaying the proper reports of all students under the umbrella of Anssir, so the director of prints and publications at the end of every semester. Lastly,
please round up, please.
Lastly, I'm going to work with all the excos, with all the members of the association, because it's communication. Communication is vital. First, with these, and by God's grace, with these, through my office, I hope to make Anssir better. Gracias.
Thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to all the candidates, from the president to the vice president down to the PRO. I want to say a very big thank you. So we know the next thing on the agenda is time for the election. I believe they've said all they want to say. They've given you reasons to vote for them. So it's your decision. Who do you want to vote for? Who do you feel is most capable to represent you as an Anssirite? So making this announcement, they're vital, right? So the first agenda, the first thing on my list is to inform us that, but before I do that, through the Anssir TV and the PRO, we've passed information across that every Anssirite should register on the Anssir platform, right? Hello? Right, so we gave a deadline, and the deadline we gave is to ensure the authenticity of the website. So we need to cross-check and proofread everything that is being done there. So time to do all those. So back to the announcement, the election for 2022 will be done online. The Anssir website. So next agenda is who is eligible to vote. You're only eligible to vote if you've registered on the platform. So for those that have not registered on Anssir website, you won't be eligible to vote. And if you are registering now, you won't also be eligible to vote because we gave a deadline through the Anssir TV and other social media platforms, right? Now, the third thing we have here is you can only vote once. We have a secure means to enforce that you can only vote once. If you try voting again, yeah, you can click and click, but you won't be able to submit, right? So the fourth thing I'm having here is everything is secure, right? And only IP addresses in Russia can access the page, right? So if you have your VPN on, please do well to turn it off, because if your VPN is on, you won't be able to vote. Okay, and the duration, we've concluded that you have from this evening till 12 noon tomorrow to vote, because some people that are not here, they might be sleeping and the rest, so we don't want any excuse that I'm unable to vote. So you have from now till 12 p.m., 12 noon tomorrow to vote. And also you might have questions on the alumni. Alumni are not eligible. You're having from now till tomorrow to do that, right? So when you submit, you are done with the voting, right? So please, if you have any questions, if anything is not clear, please, you can ask your questions now. Yeah, we'll send that this evening. Anssir TV, Telegram, and Facebook, you get the link to vote now. Yeah. So please, are we having any questions?
2 p.m. to 5 p.m. this location. And now, as we come to the end of our event, I would like everyone to stand, please, for the national anthem once again.
Alright guys, please just take your seats. We have an announcement to make. I'll bring it for this side. Alright, please, let's take your seats and pay attention to the special announcement that we have for one of our courses.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Sorry it's coming at a time like this. Yeah. For those that don't know me, I'm Yautama Emmanuel Anssir. Yeah, the Wakanda group. I'm sure you must have come across it at one point or the other. I happen to be one of the sponsors at the program here. And the first thing I want to tell you guys is you did well. On my way here, I was told, oh, yesterday a lot of my people were passing by. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to join them. And I would like to tell you guys that what we use, the turnout is really great. And I hope to see that what you guys continue to support Anssir this way. And my apologies for the people that I met. I could not recognize them. As you know, just behind my phone, I can't know everybody. Some people approached me and I couldn't recognize them. My apologies to them. Before we go, I just wanted to launch something for us that are here at the convention. I will just put it in the Telegram group. I guess everybody is there, majority, and I'll put it in some of the WhatsApp groups I'm in. It's just a little contest. As I'm here, actually, I'm ready to offer a bonanza rate for people that are ready to send money or receive money of any form. That's one, and you're welcome to meet me. We'll be there in the hostel together. And for the contest, please, let's check our Telegram.